Are you ready for your final storyteller of the evening? So when I asked him if he had done the Age app, he had the wisest response of any storyteller this evening, and he said, "It's a Russian app. They're collecting all our data through it. Don't do it." Please welcome to the stage the smartest man at Angel City Brewery, Carlos Kotkin. Okay, Carlos's screenwriter is Brandon Dew. Give it up for Carlos.
I have exciting news. I got married. Thank you. Yeah, I got married 8 years ago, and we're still doing it. We're not still doing it, but we're together, and it's going well. So I missed the swipe left and swipe right when I was single back in the days of the Pilgrims. I did it like the Amish. I did a different a dating website that you had to pay $39.99 a month, and I've been advised legally I'm not allowed to say the name of the actual website. It starts with an M and it rhymes with snatch.com. So you're all with me. Okay, so $39.99 a month. I'm single. I get on this site. I write to, I'd say, about 400 or 500 women, and mostly all of them reject me. They either ignore me or say no thank you. I would write messages like, "Hey, sexy SoCal girl 26, this is Chicken Whisperer." Because that was I grew up with chickens, and my pictures on the website were me walking a chicken through Palisades Park in Santa Monica on a leash. And I got a lot of curious, but nobody actually wanted to go out with me until I got a kind response from a woman named Trinity. I forget her screen name, but her real name was Trinity, and she agreed to have a drink with me. So we met on a beach, on a hotel on the beach in Santa Monica. I had a lemonade, and she asked me how many women I had met on the website and the dating site, and I told her she was my first, and she said that she met with every guy who wrote to her. So that made me feel confident, and so we were sitting at this fancy hotel on the beach, and over her shoulder I could see the Santa Monica Pier festively lit up, and I said, "The pier looks nice," and she said, "Thank you." She thought I was talking about her hair. And for a second, I almost clarified. I almost said, no, not your hair, the pier. But I decided to let it go and make it seem like I was smoother than I actually am. So we talk, and it goes fine, and we go out three more times. We have 3 dates. And on the third date, we have what the Discovery Channel refers to as sexual intercourse. And I was very pleased with that. I did okay. And as we were resting, I'm staring at her ceiling. We were at her place. I'm catching my breath. She turns to me and she says, "I have to tell you something." And it's never good, right? When nobody ever says, I won the lottery. I'm a millionaire. It's not, I knew, so I was bracing myself. And she says, "I have the H word." So 2 H words immediately came to mind: HIV and herpes. So I suddenly found myself silently praying, "Please, God, let it be herpes. God, if you give me herpes, I will be the happiest man on earth." So I turn to her, I ask her which H word she's referring to. She says, "I'm only going to say this once." And she says, "Herpes," and squeals and hides under the sheets like a little kid. And then she comes back out, and I'm staring at her ceiling, and I'm marveling at the power of the internet. For only $39.99 a month, I could catch herpes. She says, matter-of-factly, like she's doing my taxes, she says, "I probably didn't give it to you, but if I did, you'll find out within the next 2 weeks." And I say, "Okay, well, I probably won't key your car, but if I do, you'll find out within the next 2 weeks." She could sense that I was a little upset. She said, if you want to go, that's totally fine. And I think she said a few other things, but I was in my car on my way home, and I spent the next 24 hours online researching herpes. Learned a great deal if anybody has any questions. And while I'm on the computer reading about this, I get an email from her, and she apologizes. She says that she hopes that we can still be friends at the very least. And she says because she wants to be friends because she likes my easygoing personality, my sense of humor, and my infectious smile. Her words. I can send you the email. So what I read online about the H word is that you can catch it with simple skin-on-skin contact, no visible symptoms required. Basically, it's as easy as getting into a community college, and so the next 2 weeks were the two most suspenseful weeks of my life, and I happened to spend most of that time in Washington, D.C. visiting my parents. They did not know they were on herpes watch. I did not tell them. I get back and I go see my doctor, Dr. Kovac, who's a Trekkie. He has a life-size cardboard cutout of Mr. Spock in his office, and I tell him this story. And he listens and he smiles and he says, since people are telling things after it's too late, I should probably come clean and let you know I don't have my medical license. Then he says, I'm just kidding. Ha ha. What a great time to joke around. So he sends me down to the lab and orders a bunch of tests, and I give them to the clinic, the lab technician, a woman who asked me what STDs are you being tested for. And honestly, I felt like kind of a stud when I said to her, all of them, everything, just do it. So the results came back, and it turns out that I would have chosen a different story to share tonight if I got genital herpes, because why would I tell the whole brewery, I have herpes, people? So it worked out fine, and now I'm married to her. Thank you. No, I'm not.
Give it up for Carlos! Who amongst us has not said the prayer of please God, let it be herpes?